Hello and welcome. You know what time it is? What's it called? College Park. Logic, College Park. First album since June last year. Technically, I'm very excited. I'm going to do what I did with Vinyl Days, where I listen to each track individually and then sort of give a short my opinion on it quickly and then move on to the next. So yeah, let's get on with it. I'm very excited. Don't mind me, just getting in the mood of things. I'm not going to get the pop head because that is under a bunch of stuff. All right, track number 1, let's go. All right, so track 1, Cruising Through the Universe featuring RZA. Insane. Okay, I'm not going to sort of describe the tracks, so I don't want to include any spoilers for anyone who's watching this before listening to the album. But let me turn this off. Logic's verse is actually kind of funny, and when you listen to it, you'll see why. And then RZA's verse was just good. Yeah, great start to the album. Let's move on. Okay, so that was Wake Up featuring Lucy Rose, which was actually the first single that was released for the album. It's still pretty good. I mean, to be honest, every time I listen to it, it sort of grows on me more. It would be cooler if Lucy Rose actually sort of had a verse of singing instead of just the sort of narrating the storyline at the end. But yeah, otherwise it's pretty solid. Now, track 3 is also a song that releases a single yesterday, I think, but I'm still going to listen to it now. Right, so that was Lightsabers featuring C. Castro plus Juicy J at the start, but he's not really credited in it because he doesn't really say much. Probably the best single that released. I mean, just so much happens in it. I'm still trying to comprehend it. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, not to sort of spoil it too much, but there are like a couple beat changes which are really cool. And yeah, C. Castro comes in the last 45 seconds with his verse, and it's really good. So yeah, not much else to say. Well, great song, crazy beat. Just wait until you hear the skit at the end of it. It's very funny. Not much else to say. Wow. There's not much I can say without dropping any spoilers, but I was just crazy from the start to the end. This is some top tier reviewing, isn't it? That's why you came here. Yeah, really good, really good. Let's move on. Right, I'm not going to spend too long talking about this because I am very excited for the next song. So this was Playwright featuring Andy Hull. I haven't done my research, so I'm just going to assume Andy Hull did something, what was something to do with the music instead of the singing and rapping, because he, I mean, it was just Logic rapping. But yeah, out of all the tracks, there's probably, I don't want to say my least favourite because it's still good, but my least favourite so far. But then the skit at the end was sort of amusing again. So yeah, now I'm going to move on to the next one because this is the one I've been most anticipated for. I'm calling it now. That is the best song of 2023. That is fucking insane. Excuse the language. So Gaithersburg Freestyle featuring C. Castro, Big Lembo, Fatrell, and Ade. I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't even know where to start. That is just so good. everyone just goes in, and it's like it's upbeat. I'm genuinely lost for words right now. That's so good. My only complaint is that Logic doesn't have a longer verse, but apart from that, that is just chef's kiss. Right, so that's quite an interesting one. So, Incipio. So that actually was released prior to the album, but it was sort of just like the verse bit, and he posted it on like TikTok and YouTube as a short. It was a bit weird. So yeah, I didn't really think much of it at the time. But what wasn't included when it was posted was the second half of it, where the beat changes and it's just vibey. Really, it's just trumpets, other stuff, very cool. And then Lucy Rose is just sort of saying some stuff over it, and it's pretty sick. Yeah. So that was Self Medication featuring Seth MacFarlane, Redman, and Static Selector. Sorry, I was pronouncing it as I read it. That was pretty cool, and it's pretty cool that Logic got Seth MacFarlane. If you don't know, he's the the guy from Family Guy who does voices for like half the characters. His singing voice is actually pretty good as well, so that was really cool. Then sort of another funny skit at the end. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Right, so that was Shimmy featuring Joe Badass, and that was crazy. Okay, that Gaithersburg Freestyle both going on a hype playlist. Insane, brilliant. Let's move on. Right, so that was Paradise 2. That was not the most recent single release, but the one before. But the like the whole skit thing at the end of it wasn't in the single version. I can promise you are not prepared for what happens in that, and make sure you listen to that to the very end, because the very last line is pretty funny. Yeah, it's cool. It's a good song. Paradise 1 was pretty good, so it's nice to have Paradise 2. Right, so that was Come On Down featuring Jordan Harris. So I can't be bothered to sort of figure out how long the first bit was, but basically there was a beat change with about 45 seconds to go, and the final 45 seconds are insane. And then Jordan Harris does a bit of rapping over it, which is sort of average, but the beat and the instrumental are really good. I mean, they are for the first bit as well. It's just that it's just even better in that last bit. But yeah, let's move on. Right, so that was Village Slum. That's probably one of the better songs on this album. I mean, all of them are really good, but that one was particularly quite good. And then the skit at the end sort of sets you up nicely for the next song, which is wow, that gave me the munchies. So yeah, High Life. That was the, I want to say, second single that released. A lot of people had mixed feelings on it, but I liked it. I think it's just not that deep. I think it's a fun song. Not much else to say. Still love it. Right, so that was, I'm going to read it out. 38.9897 north, degrees north, 76.9378 degrees west. Featuring C. Castro, Big Lambo. Yeah, they're locations for somewhere in Gaithersburg, Maryland, something like that. I kind of feel like they should have called that Overnight too, but moving on. Yeah, it was pretty good. Quite catchy. All three of the verses were pretty good, so no complaints. Cool skit at the end. Alright, so that was track 16, Ayo featuring Bun Bun and Lil Kiki. That was just cool. It was semi-hype. All the verses were alright, so yeah, it was cool. So we are now on to the final track, which is Lightyear, and it is over 8 minutes long. So, well, let's see how it goes. Let's see what happens. Wow. So that was, let me just check again. 8 minutes and 19 seconds long, and yet I'm still sat here wanting more. That is just so many beat changes, so much happened. So he started off doing some rapping stuff, and at some point he started rapping over the sample that Kendrick Lamar used in Rigor Mortis, something like that. Crazy. Then we had a skit, which was good. And then that sort of transitioned into Logic singing over a guitar at the end for the like last minute and a half or something, and that was really good. It'd be cool to have that as a longer version, and just like on its own. That would be really good. Yeah. So that is the end of the album. So let me show you a little title screen, and we will get on to the album summarization. Right, that cut out. Apparently I'm out of iCloud storage, which is not a good thing considering I'm going to have to save the whole video to my camera roll as well. I'll figure it out. So yeah, I've got to make this really fast. 10 out of 10 album. Love it. It's going to be on repeat for a very long time. So the only other album from this year that I've properly listened to is Trippie Redd's, and they are completely different. Trippie Redd is just like a hype album, every single song. I think I prefer this slightly, but it's going to be interesting to see which one has the higher replay value going forwards. Yeah, I had high hopes for this album, and those high hopes were met and surpassed. I love it. So, yeah, I think that's just about that. I got him down. Say hello. It'll be in the thumbnail. So yeah, if you have watched the video up until here, thank you very much. Drop a like, drop a sub, and I might see you again soon. Back to the beats, back to the streets, back with the heat, motherfucker don't back to the back to the beats, back to the streets, back with the heat, motherfucker don't rap with the screen, I pack heat.